Who taught you to hate yourself? Was it when you turned on the TV and saw nuclear white families in their perfect little homes with their perfect kids? Or was it when you were fed images of cute little white dolls or impossibly skinny Barbie dolls and you begged your mom to buy one for you? Or was it when coming of age meant sitting still with your scalp burning from the sting of relaxers, waiting patiently because beauty is pain? Or so they said. And yet, even your straightened hair was never tidy enough, you were either forced to braid it and, in some schools, cut it. But oh no, not the white kids, not the biracial kids. How dare they be robbed of their beauty, of their coveted curls? They could wear their hair however they wanted. Straightened, curly, in a bun, messy, braided, didn't matter. They had the good hair. They had the right skin tone. They were the ones called to represent the school for every school function. They were on the front page of every school brochure, magazine, website, and they were leaders and they were prefects. So again, I ask, who taught you to hate yourself? Because it sure as hell wasn't you. In 1996, my father got DSTV, a satellite TV that connected me, a 5-year-old girl in Lagos, Nigeria, to the Western world. That was my introduction to indoctrination, to Western media, to Western standards of beauty. I remember one show, The Hugabug Club. It was a PBS children's program, a show with about 7 to 8 kids with 2 white teachers in a treehouse learning about life and moral values. Because every morning before we went to school, my sibling and I would sit right in front of the TV with our bowl of Weetabix, watching these characters play out on screen. And we would assign characters to ourselves. And I chose to be the white girl, the one with curly blonde hair and a bow to match her outfits. And every time the camera would cut to her, I would exclaim, that's me on TV. For 30 short minutes, I wished I were the white girl on TV. I remember one episode where each child was handed a white doll, even the Asian girl, the black boy, and the black girl. So it should come as no surprise that when I had the choice to pick between a white Barbie and a black Barbie, I picked the white Barbie because I thought she was the prettier one and I thought she was the one that deserved to live in my massive pink dollhouse. To be fair, this was in the 1990s. I don't think any adult, well, any African adult understood the psychological harm these dolls or the images we were shown had on a child's self esteem, or how they prime children into the idealization of white girlhood, eventually white womanhood. I don't remember ever hating my skin, not consciously anyway. It was never about my blackness. Nah, it was mostly me wishing I existed in the world I saw on screen. A child's fanciful imagination. I mean, at some point, I wished I was a character on that cartoon, Mike, Lou, and Ugg on the island. But this phantom of whiteness lingered, ever present even in its absence. They were on TV screens, on billboards, on your altars. They were in tubs so that the marketplace as whitening cream. And even when I wasn't looking for it, it found me with that master narrative reinforcing Western standards of beauty, value, and race. And so I hated my hair. I completely and utterly hated my measly, woolly hair that has committed the ultimate crime of refusing to grow long and loose like the girl on screen. And I relaxed it again and again and again, trying to stretch every inch of the hair that I could until I couldn't stretch it anymore. So I gave in to wigs and weaves. My parents, particularly my dad, was never a fan of wigs and weaves. He would always liken them to masquerade mask. To be fair, he was right because I had used wigs and weaves to mask my insecurities and to perform the socialized beauty rituals. So, in my late teens, early 20s, I spent a lot of money on makeup. I was once Sephora VIB Rouge. I learned how to contour my flat nose. I got the Brazilian hair. And so every time I took the wig off, my mom would say, Chisom, I don't think you know how beautiful you look without the wig in your short, natural hair. But I didn't listen. I chose to surrender to the master narrative, the narrative of never feeling good or beautiful enough, the narrative of mainstream construction of beauty. I remember there was a time where I couldn't go out without my wig on, to go grocery shopping, to go visit a friend, to walk around my neighborhood, I had to put on a wig. There was once that even to go throw out trash, to go outside to throw out trash, I had to wear a wig because I couldn't afford to let my neighbors see me in my true form. And when it came to relationships, I worried that if I took the wig off and the makeup off, would they still find me beautiful? And these anxieties of desirability really affected my self esteem, my worth, my value. And so, the day before I turned 25, I decided to cut it all off, literally and symbolically. I really just got tired of performing on a stage that wasn't meant for me. I got tired of participating in a competition that was rigged. And I decided to define what beauty meant for me. And this was beauty without the outside gaze. I believe it was first Toni Morrison that used that term, the outside gaze. Beauty without the white gaze or the male gaze or the societal gaze. It was beauty for me. And once I defined that, I was completely and totally free. I was free. And I was able to do and look and appear how I chose to appear. And don't get me wrong, having confidence comes in ebbs and flows. There are some days that you feel rather poorly. Just recently I started wearing wigs again, like in 2020. I went back to wearing wigs, and which was fine until I found myself going back into that dependency state. It wasn't until I was about to buy a new one last year in November. I was about to buy a new one, about $200, $300. And I thought, why am I doing this? I could just cut my hair and be free again. Like, why am I doing this? Because I started to feel myself having those same anxieties I had in my 20s, and now I'm 33. But this time around, it was a lot easier for me to make that decision to be like, no, I'm cutting my hair again. I'm tired of this. It was a lot easier. And I'm saying this because if you're young and you suffer from a lack of self-esteem, like honestly, I did. I was super insecure. I don't shy away from saying how shy and insecure I was. I want you to know that it's not your fault that you're insecure, first of all. Society and capitalism has made you that way to be dependent on things outside yourself to make you feel valuable. Secondly, you should have somebody, a friend, a sister, a sibling, that when you're feeling rather poorly and you feel not so good about yourself, you can reach out to them. Like 2 or 3 months ago, I was doing a video and I looked at the footage and I felt, I look horrible. And I messaged my sister, my older sister, and I go, I look like a man in a wig. And I felt like, honestly, I felt like shit. And she was like, oh my, send me the video. I sent her the video. I'm like, well, I don't think you look that way. I mean, the wig wasn't sitting right, but I don't think you look like a man in a wig, you know? So if you do have a friend, because to build your self-esteem, you also need people that would affirm you, that would love you. And even when you're feeling rather poorly, they can also speak words of affirmation to you. I'm not here to tell anybody how to wear their hair, what to do, how to navigate the beauty space. Honestly, that's a decision you have to make for yourself. But this is the time to start asking questions, questioning certain narratives, and also why do you choose to do certain beauty rituals? Be it hair, makeup, nails, fashion, whatever. Why you choose to do it? And is it coming from a place of insecurity or is it rooted in a place of empowerment? And once you know the answer, that answer is going to set you free and you can do whatever you want to do. So anyway, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. And I heard I should be doing this more often. So I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Chisum, a 33-year-old girl on the internet. So see me as your friend, big sister, I don't know. But I'm a 33-year-old still figuring out life. I consider myself a late bloomer and a wanderer. So if you fit any of those descriptions and you're trying to navigate your way through this world that we live in, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. Thank you and have a good day.